to this channel where we spread love and positive vibes. And firstly, I want to thank our new subscribers and our returning subscribers. We really appreciate you. We don't take you for granted for watching our videos, liking our videos, subscribing to our channel. We really appreciate you. Today's video, guys, is fire. Hey. Jamaican artists, 3 of them have made it to the Rolling Stone magazine. Now, you may not be knowing what this means. The Rolling Stone magazine contains the greatest artists in the world. The American artists like Beyonce. Those great artists are the ones that are put in this magazine. And 3 of the Jamaican musicians are in that magazine, featuring the albums they have produced in the recent years. And these 3 artists cuts across the board. They are showing us the generation talent of Jamaica, coming from Sean Paul to Popcaan to Kofi, one of the youngest musicians in the world, to reach the top cream, the Rolling Stone magazine. This was great news because I watched Popcaan being interviewed, and he said his music represents his story, his journey, where he's coming from. Having been born in St. Thomas in Jamaica, Popcaan has rose gradually to appear in one of the most famous magazines of the world. And according to him, he says that this is a great achievement. It shows the endurance, it shows the hard work, it shows the effort put by the Jamaican music to actually reach the top. And we are going to see the albums that made these musicians to be recognized. Popcaan's 2014 debut full-length album, Where We Come From. So the album is Where We Come From, hit at #197, while Sean Paul's Grammy-winning multi-platinum selling Dirty Rock was at #189, and Kofi Gifted album was at #156. And they are the only albums that were hitting the Rolling Stone magazine from the Caribbean's island. So Jamaica is still shining, and it is showing us Jamaica is not stopping to shine soon. When we think that the Jamaican musicians have gone to the next generation, they are old, others rise up. Like Kofi is just a young musician, and she has already hit the Rolling Stone magazine. This is showing us that talents are still being born in Jamaica, and they are rising to the top, and they are not relenting. I always say Jamaica is a country that always amazes us. Can you imagine these 3 singers competing with the greatest singers in the world? Before I go to the depth of the albums that brought these singers to the top, let me talk about Popcaan's interview. And this is what Popcaan had to say about his interview, about his album. Let me see. So he said, where we come from is a decade old and it was a work of love. So according to Popcaan, this album, where we come from, was a work of love. And he says, I poured my heart and soul into every track. This is a characteristic of the Jamaican people. The dedication, the hard work, the love of what they do. And this is what Popcaan is actually reiterating. That he poured the whole lot of the love he has to the work he was doing. I always say that Jamaicans are very, very good at what they do. They are excellent at what they do. And this is what Popcaan is actually saying. He's saying that he put every bit of his love into the work that he was doing. And he says, I poured my heart and soul into every track. You can imagine somebody confessing that he poured his soul and his heart into what he was doing. This is a great revelation that in everything that we do, we should pour our hearts and our soul, and we shall emerge the winners. Making sure, he continues to say, making sure it reflected my life. The album reflected Popcaan's life, my experience, and the stories of the people around me. So this music was not just about Popcaan, it was about his life, his story, his journey, and other people's journey. It took countless hours in the studio. That is a reflection of the hard work of the people of Jamaica and the dedication they give to their work. We have talked about the athletics that come from Jamaica. And we always say the hours these guys put into practicing how to run are epic. Sherry Ann Fraser, Usain Bolt, we have heard them confessing the many hours they spend practicing on how to be fast. And this is something also reiterated by Popcaan. He's saying that he has put a lot of hours, he put a lot of hours into this album, and he spent countless hours in the studio working with the talented producers like Dre Skull. These are the producers that produced the album, and my team fine-tuning the sound to make sure it was authentic and impactful. This can only come from Jamaica. Authentic and impactful. They make sure that when you enter the studio, whatever you come out with, it is going to impact the whole globe, the whole world. And this is what is happening to this Jamaican music, that these songs are impacting every generation, everybody in the whole world. And he continues to say, the goal was always to create something timeless and sing it still resonate with listeners years later means a lot to me, said the artist. So this song was produced, this album was produced in 2014. And 10 years down the line, it is making it to the Rolling Stone magazine. And this is what Popcaan is talking about. He made sure he produced a song that was timeless, that it shall impact generations and generations to come. And that is what Jamaican music is all about. Look at Bob Marley. We talk about his music many years after the albums were produced. Because Jamaicans are sitting down, they make sure they produce something that is going to impact generation to generation to generation. Look at Usain Bolt. His speed has not gotten anybody to challenge, because they are people who sit down with a lot of determination, with a lot of hard work, with a lot of resilience to do excellent of what they do. So this is Popcaan when he was being interviewed about the great achievement he has achieved on this album that actually appears in the Rolling Stone magazine. Now, let us come to Kofi, the youngest artist so far. But before then, let me talk about Popcaan. And it is said that his album is groundbreaking. The set opened #9 on the Billboard 200 album chart in 2002. So this guy has hit a lot of achievement or a lot of targets in achieving the global recognition and global influence in his music. So these three guys have actually proved to the world that you can hit the world with what you do by just being who you are and working hard and dedicating whatever you do to a lot of hard work and a lot of resilience. I don't know whether I've repeated myself, but I tell you the truth. Jamaicans are great people who put a lot of effort in all what they do. The three artists cut across the board representing different generations and styles and highlights the enduring power of the Jamaican music on the world stage. The three artists is a proof of the different generations and the styles, and it highlights the enduring power of the Jamaican music on the world stage. From Sean Paul, global dancehall domination, to Kofi, groundbreaking reggae evolution, and Popcaan, a street dancehall influencer. These albums underscore Jamaicans' continued innovation in music. The three of them represent the great innovation Jamaica has in music. Now guys, can you imagine that these three people are from different generations, but we can see them representing different styles in the way they sing, different generations, but all of them working to the same goal, making Jamaica to shine globally. And that is what they have actually achieved. From Sean Paul, global dancehall domination, to Kofi, groundbreaking reggae evolution, and Popcaan, street dancehall influence, these albums are absolutely showing us Jamaicans' continued innovation in music. Now let us look at how these albums fared and what songs were in these albums that captured the attention of the whole world so that they can be recognized and put in the Rolling Stone magazine. So guys, the three musicians, Sean Paul, Popcaan, and Kofi, emerged on the Rolling Stone magazine as having the best albums of the 21st century. So they entered the Guinness Book of Record as the greatest albums in the 21st century. And remember, I've told you that this recognition is actually a global recognition, and it captures some of the greatest musicians in the world. And therefore, these young Jamaicans, or these Jamaicans, let me not call them young because some of them are not young, are actually telling us that Jamaica can compete with the world when it comes to music. Some of the people that appears in the Rolling Stone magazine are Beyonce, Swift, and other great musicians in the world. So you can imagine Jamaicans competing with such great musicians, and imagine they are at the top in the Rolling Stone magazine. The Grammy Award-winning and multi-platinum selling artist Sean Paul, dancehall heavyweight, and Popcaan, and the Grammy Awards-winning reggae sensational musician Kofi represents a dynamic spectrum of the Irad's talent. They are showing us how talented the people of Jamaica are. Cutting across Sean Paul, who is actually a known artist globally, and a multi-platinum selling artist, and a heavyweight in dancehall. Then we come to Popcaan, an award-winning, Grammy-winning singer, and the reggae musician Kofi. They represent a great dynamic spectrum of the Irad's talent. I don't know what is affecting me. So allow me to start with the youngest of the three, who is Kofi. Actually, she's the youngest Jamaican artist. And she's actually the first one to come to this magazine, the Rolling Stone magazine, meaning that her album, Gifted, is actually doing very, very well. This album was launched in 2022, so it was released in 2022, so it has just taken 2 years to hit to the top, making Kofi to actually have a great reputation as a force to be reckoned with when it comes to reggae and beyond. This is a young lady. I think she's actually around 24 years, and she has hit on the greatest world magazine, the Rolling Stone magazine, with her album, Gifted. And this is telling us Jamaica still has potential, has great talent, has great reputation when it comes to music. So she was positioned, #156, on this Rolling Stone magazine. This album features Pull Up, which is a song in that album, and it also features Switch It Up, a collaboration with Proto Joe, and it was highlighted as the highest song, or rather the most popular song with former President of the United States of America, Barack Obama, in 2022 and 2020 respectively. So these songs were in his playlist. He loved the song. So you can imagine this young woman influencing the presidents of a nation like United States of America. So it is a highlighted song that captured the attention of the former president of the United States of America, Barack Obama, and actually it was her summer playlist in 2022 and 2020 respectively. Sean Paul, Dirty Lock, released in November 2002, has hit the world's record of the albums that are doing so great. It has hit a #189 position. The album has won Grammy Awards, and it actually boasts of, out of the song in the album, 15 hits. That is a great achievement for Sean Paul. And of course, it has made it to the Rolling Stone magazine, which makes Jamaica to actually be seen in the world map as a country that can produce great singers and great artists. The other one is Popcaan, who has actually also hit the Rolling Stone magazine and has been known globally. Has attained global recognition because of his albums, and I had mentioned about him. And therefore, these artists have actually made Jamaica to shine globally and to be recognized as a country that can produce talents that can compete with who is who in the world's music. So we can see that these three musicians are actually doing very, very well when it comes to global awards. And therefore today we want to salute the Jamaican people. We want to salute these three for making Jamaica shine again in the world's record. Thank you so much for watching us. We always tell you, Jamaicans are talented, Jamaicans are hardworking, Jamaicans are determined to reach the top, and nothing can stop them. And this is what we are seeing. They have already hit the global recognition when it comes to music. See you during the next video. Bye-bye and God bless.